On this episode of Strange Sounds and Waves. Oh, it looks like Gracie's calling. Let's see what she has to say.
What it do, y'all? It's your girl Gracie, about to get real crazy. But for real, we got a total fireball of joy and adventure up in here tonight. Kiki just crushed it on the academic scene, y'all, snatching that master's degree like a boss. But don't sleep on her scholarly vibes, man. This chick is all about the music, dig? Her heart's beating to the rhythm, and she's got a skip in her dance steps. Y'all know that when it's time to have a blast, Kiki, the It's Miss Random Queen, is always ready to bring spontaneity and laughter to any hangout. Whether she's getting down to her favorite jams, hitting up her peeps out of nowhere on FaceTime. Y'all know back in '04, it was probably Skype or MySpace though, right? Or whether she's suggesting a last-minute adventure, she knows how to keep the party pumping. But there's more to her than just the thrill-seeker vibe, squad. Underneath that adventurous soul is a heart full of compassion. Kiki's all about giving back to her community, doing her thing to help out in any way she can. She's grateful to keep serving for as long as she can, you know? Y'all give it up for the cosmic, conscious, yas queen herself, Kiki! Welcome, Kiki.
Kiki in the house.
Thank y'all. Gracias. I'm so excited to be here and very grateful. Also, just happy to see y'all. You know, we don't see each other much these days, but it's always nice to see y'all again after a while.
Likewise.
I agree.
You've been
Always
tucked
a
away, studying hard for your masters, and congratulations.
Living in Mexico, baby.
Man.
Yeah, you're living the dream out there. I was following all your Instagram stories. I was like, damn,
Yeah,
amazing.
it is beautiful over there.
I've always said I don't want to die in the U.S. And after living in Mexico for a few months, I definitely see myself retiring there. And, you know, so y'all will probably have to go to Mexico for my funeral if I outlive y'all. Just letting you know.
All right.
Well, who was Kiki in the year 2004?
2004, man, 2004 was a big year, like number 4, 2004. And actually, I always forget that y'all were actually a year older. Y'all were 2005, right?
03, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
03, that's what I meant. 03,
Yeah,
y'all
right.
were older,
I did
so
that
y'all
too.
were earlier. But yeah, 2004 was like, I feel like a big year, you know, exiting high school. I, by some miracle of the universe, ended up going to college. I had no intentions of going to college. I never knew anyone in my life that went to college. So it's just not something that was in my environment. Last minute, I ended up going to college, and I owe it so much to this one coach / teacher. I don't know if y'all remember Coach Jackson.
Did she teach web development?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah. And she was super tall. I think she was from...
so nice.
Yeah, she was dope. And she's really the one that was like, hey, have you thought about going to college? I'm like, what are you talking about? And, you know, long story short, you know, I feel like we all, if we're lucky enough, we have at least one teacher, one person that we always remember. And I don't know if I try to look her up on LinkedIn. I try to look her up so hard. Maybe not hard enough, but I haven't been able to find her to thank her, you know, because I feel like she was really the one that helped me get to college. Anyways, went to college, and I had the opportunity to go to UT, Texas State, or St. Mary's in San Antonio because I wanted to get away from my mom. I love my mom to death, but she was very hard, like a hard ass, and I couldn't, you know, I had all these rules and stuff. I wanted to have some freedom, and also I was the oldest of my siblings. I wanted to have some freedom, so long story short, with my ignorance as well, I chose St. Mary's, which is a private university and by far the most expensive. I had no business. I didn't know about these things. I ended up going to St. Mary's, and it was a very life-changing and eye-opening experience for me. Also, just leaving high school, like, I actually enjoyed my time in high school for the most part because of all my weird-ass friends, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of changes happening in 2004. So I was just this person that was in a lot of transition, and it was also very scary because I'm like, the imposter syndrome going to college was unreal. I almost didn't go because my best friend at the time when I was in high school, like one of my best friends at the time was going to go with me, and she had gotten accepted. But for whatever reason, I think family stuff, she ended up not going, and she was going to be my roommate. And I was like, oh, fuck, I can't go now. Like,
yeah, lost that security blanket. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a lot of changes happening in that year, and a lot of growth. And yeah, I wish I remembered more about that summer, but I honestly don't. But yeah, that's kind of what was happening that year. And, you know, it was senior year, a lot of bullshitting happening at school, skipping class, and just, I actually, you know, had to go in front of a committee and prove to them that I deserved to graduate because I had skipped so many classes, even though my grades were really well, you know, were great. But yeah, because I had so many absences. And if my mom hears this ever, sorry, Mom, like, that's not something that she knows.
The same thing.
Yeah, but hey, I'm here, you know, graduated high school.
I had all my absences excused. One of my friends from high school would just forge the absence slips.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to go into details about
like
that, but I've been there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you remember who were your friends in high school?
So it was
you shout any of those people out?
Jay Esparza, my baby. That's like my bestie for life.
Yeah,
I have a lot of besties, but he's the one that I would call, like, if, you know, besides my sister and my partner, he's like the first friend that I would call if some like serious shit went down. But Jay Esparza, Jay Esparza, he's in New York now. Adriana, you remember Adriana? Adriana, Amanda, Adam Holman. I think those were like the main. Yeah, I think those were like the main ones. Steph, of course, and I'm sure I'm missing some, and I'm sorry. Like Angela Tisdale, because I had groups of friends. I've always been pretty adaptable. My other group of friends were like people that I played sports with, and that was Angela Tisdale, Sharonda White, Ariel Scales. They taught me how to booty dance, and I just love them to death. And
what sports did you play?
I played any sports that I could, just so I didn't have to go home. You know, because home was kind of chaotic. So I was like, tennis? Sure, I'll play tennis. I'd never fucking picked up a racket in my life or seen a game, but I actually ended up being pretty good at it. Nice. I played tennis. I did. This is another one of those where I was just like trying to figure out a way to just, you know, either not go home or have less responsibilities at school. Because, you know, when you had games, they would take you out of class. I did track. I did the shot put and the disc, which I'm actually pretty small for those sports. But I did them. And one time I actually placed third, and that was like a big deal.
That's incredible.
Nice.
But I did that. I played tennis. And not in 2004. This is just throughout like high school and junior high.
Yeah.
Basketball, volleyball. I think by the time I was a senior, I was only playing tennis.
Yeah. So you had your sports friends.
Yeah, my sports friends, and those were like my closest friends. And I'm sure I'm probably forgetting a few.
Okay,
so forgive me.
That makes more sense. Now, I do remember you being a part of like the sports crowd when I think back, because I was thinking to myself, I don't remember seeing you around a whole lot. Like our paths somehow did not cross a whole lot.
Yeah,
and it makes sense now because I was very anti-sports.
Yeah, I always wanted to be like the cool kids, like the cool punk kids that were outside the cafeteria skating and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna learn how to skate one day. And you know, not like I wasn't so eager to be them, but I always thought they were so cool. Like all the little skaters and cool emo kids. So, but yeah, I don't remember y'all much.
I was still friends with most of you guys. Like that, I think that was another big difference that I said in one of the previous episodes. Like at Del Valley, like the jocks, like they weren't assholes either. Like just like at other schools where like the preppy kids were kind of douchey. Like the jocks at Del Valley were all just like real chill, badass dudes. Like I loved hanging out with them just as much as my own friends.
We all like
Yeah.
to party. That's
I
all
think
I
that was
remember.
the common. I think that was a common denominator.
Yeah, there you go. We all just like to party.
Yeah.
I don't think
Those
I met
country
like
parties.
Kiki. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Yep.
in the field.
Out
and
at what was his name? Casey's house.
Oh.
His parents would like let us drink and do drugs, basically.
I can't think of his last name. Brown?
Casey.
Casey
I don't think I ever went
It
to one
was
of those
it
parties.
was a very short name, a very generic white person name.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think that I met Kiki probably through you, Bradley. I think after high school.
After high school, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess I remember it was the Pimp 3 party, I think is what it was.
Oh yes.
Oh my god, that was
the
a party.
beginning for a lot.
I don't know
of people,
what
yeah.
year that was. Maybe 06 or I'm not sure.
I have a whole album somewhere. I'll have to pull up some pictures.
That's so funny, and this is embarrassing if you actually can find those pictures. But
I have them.
in
I
retrospect,
have
like thinking about it now, it's probably not the best. But man, we had a blast. So the reason we took
it was the best.
It
Yeah.
was fun.
we decided to throw a party our senior year instead of going to prom because we're like, man, this shit's expensive. I think affordability was also a big thing. I was like, man, this shit's expensive, and for what? Like, you can't really drink or party. And we were partying by then. By the time we were like 17, 18, we were drinking. And we decided to throw a party. And I remember being in some class and we were like, I don't know. I think it was Jay, Adam, Adron. I don't know. We just came up with this silly ass name, Pimp. Partying is a major priority. And it just kind of evolved from there. And we had like 3 versions of it. But
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Been a blast ever since.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Now you can't get rid of me.
I would never want
I wouldn't want to. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys want to
Let's get
slip
started.
into song 1?
I posted.
All right,
I
here we
posted.
go. I got your link.
Man, I hope this hasn't been played in another episode.
Very nice.
I love this so much.
Yes. You know that H-Town rap?
Yes, it was everywhere. It was what you were listening to if you were any semblance of cool.
Is this Paul Wall's debut on our podcast?
I think he may have been in session 0,
Okay.
but I think that's
feel
where
like I've
I'm
heard him.
like getting that memory from.
Yeah.
I can't remember, honestly.
Boston.
I know we probably talked about him.
Just, man, like some of the lyrics on here, I'm just like, that 5% tint so you can't see up in my window. I was, you know, there's parts to certain songs where you just like, okay, pause, I gotta sing this part.
Yes, there are such good bars.
And also all the cars in this video.
This video is the shit.
It is. The history and breakdown of this song is actually kind of interesting. I don't remember details, but I remember a while back, you know, because I just love learning about music and music documentaries. But this song was Mike Jones' song originally, like a year or 2 before, and then he got all these collaborators, and then they made a video. But and then there's a lot of samples. There's a lot of samples, or at least 1 or 2 samples from other rap songs in here. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear that. Let's see.
There it is. Yeah, I love his cadence so in this verse. Yeah, it's just like da 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 da, you know.
Yeah, and I love how this is like making a huge resurgence right now. Like Huey mentioned in his episode, like funk is like a real thing that's like sampling like Southside rap real heavy, and it sounds so refreshing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, he looks like a baby there.
He is a little baby. Little baby Paul Wall. And it's crazy because like these guys look like people you probably knew. Like
Totally. These look like my older brother's friends. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
this was the first time you were seeing like music videos where I was like, wait, I may know that guy.
yeah.
Up until then, like, you know,
Man.
it was unrelatable.
What is that? Windows 98?
Yeah, right.
Windows 2000, I guess, right?
Yeah,
XP.
2004.
There you go.
And this is just a good like riding song too. Like
Yeah.
riding
Especially
around
when you got
getting
that
high to
bass.
this. Yeah.
You bump to this song.
You gotta have the bass.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of the stuff
That
that
was
I was listening to in 2004. You know, I was raised on rap, Latin hip hop, freestyle,
Nice.
obviously Mexican music.
Did that come from like older cousins or like your mom
Yep.
or
Older cousins. The Mexican
Okay.
music,
Oh, yeah.
mostly from my mom and my tias and my tios. But yeah,
The
like the
freestyle.
rap stuff and the freestyle, the Latin hip hop came from my older cousins for sure.
Yeah, me too. Same here. And I have older siblings too. So I am very steeped in Latin hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
else.
Lil
Like
Susie
really
went
is.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, dude.
Yeah,
It was just
I
the
love that
energy at those parties too. Is like what really like sells that whole genre. Is like people
Yeah.
go nuts when that shit
Freestyle
comes on.
and Miami bass, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
for real.
yeah.
Mhm.
Amazing,
Yep.
amazing.
I love it.
All right. Who's next?
We'll have to have a Latin hip hop episode.
Oh,
Oof.
don't tell me with a good time.
I'm like,
Ooh,
I'm ready,
that
y'all.
sounds so good.
I'm ready.
All right,
I would-
this was really hard for me. Really hard for me.
Oh, from this album.
Yeah.
Yeah. That album.
But whenever I put myself like in 2004, and let's see, I was a year out of high school. I moved out of my parents' house and moved into an apartment with my friends at the time, and that didn't last very long. I just really didn't know myself, honestly. I had just come
It's just
out
hard.
of come out of the bubble of high school, and you feel like, okay, if you're not going to college, you need to get your ass, working and get out of the house. It's like this urgency, or you're a loser, And
Absolutely.
yeah, I just kind of rushed into that situation, but I remember this album dropping, and at the time, I had never heard anything like it.
Yeah.
It was just, so impactful to me. I had already heard, honestly, the sample, the Lauryn Hill, from the chorus, from her Unplugged album. So that was the first thing I was like, oh my goodness, Lauryn Hill, I love Lauryn Hill. And kind of like the way we talked about before, like someone like Eminem at that time felt like kind of like the voice of a generation. This was kind of like another shift in that, I feel like, at the time.
Absolutely.
It's really difficult for me to, talk about Kanye. I'm very complicated feelings about him.
Yeah, that's true.
But whenever objectively, if I'm like reflecting back on who Gracie
The
was in
music,
2004, absolutely. Like, it's just, this album meant so much to me. And it got me through a lot of hard times. And there's something about the gospel of it all, and just it's soulful. It's beyond like religion, if you will. It's just
It is.
a lot of the soulfulness of this album too. Really spoke to me as someone who was like trying to figure out her own spirituality, and what does this mean life now that we were kids. I feel like we were still kids at that age, but you felt like, okay, now I'm
Absolutely.
supposed to be an adult and like have it all figured out,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it's like it's a fairy tale. Like there's no such thing as adults. Like all these grown-ups are just making this shit up as they go. Is what you
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
And you realize like I've been sold this lie my whole life. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
it's a hard reality to deal with.
I agree with everything that you said, Gracie. I really contemplated like putting some of his stuff on my playlist, but I was like, I'm just past that point because I used to be a huge hardcore fan. Like, hardcore.
Me
Even
too.
when he started tripping a little bit, I would defend him. These past couple years, it's gotten to a point where I can't defend him anymore.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
But keeping it real, like the music though, you know, I think it would be cool to have an episode one day where we're doing like some kind of it's a mental health episode where we talk about songs that got us through some dark shit, you know, or
I
just
would love that.
a breakup or something. And
Yeah.
That's another
there's
ulterior
plenty of
motive.
Kanye West songs that really got me through some shit. I don't know, like he just, you know, and I just, it's sad.
He's 100%
It's disappointing.
genuine.
I'm like
He's
hurt.
literally
I mean,
album.
I think
so
a lot of his fans are
disappointing.
hurt.
I'm like, bro, I'm so hurt. You let me down. But it's not just me. And also, like, definitely there's some compassion there. Like, I hope he gets the help that he needs. But he's just definitely crossed too many lines, too many boundaries where I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Totally.
But, in those times, yeah, his shit slapped.
Yeah.
Really did.
Yeah. So I felt, you know, if I'm going to be like true to myself at that time, I'm going to go ahead and enter it into the
I feel
time
that.
capsule.
Yeah.
But it's only up from here, everyone. So
No, trust me, I had that conflict where I was like, I put it on my list, took it off, put it on, and I was like, I can't, you know. But I was hoping that it would come up in some way.
yeah.
It deserves to be in the time capsule. It's just, you know.
Yeah. Very nice.
I don't
What is this, The Killers?
Yeah. This is the Killers, and this is the song On Top. It's not like one of the, you know,
Singles?
serious chart toppers, you know, that you think of when you think of Hot Fuss, you know, this album.
Right.
But
It's a deep cut.
I really like this. This song was my favorite. After I played out the other ones, this was like the next in line for me, and I just love the song. It's again following the trail of breadcrumbs of like how I got to like indie synth, like electronic, you know, pop music. Like
Yes.
like these synths and these songs are a really big influence in that too.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard this one, but it sounds very nice.
And it's
Yeah.
such a good package of like the same sound. Hot Fuss is, you know, it doesn't
What is,
waver too far from the sound.
I've never heard this song either. Obviously, I've heard of the Killers, but not this specific song. What is the song talking about?
So it feels like, you know, imposter syndrome, like, you know, like on top, but, you know, still thinking like you don't deserve to be there, like. But, you know, once you realize like you deserve to be, like you deserve whatever comes to you, it feels happy. Like it turns into a major sounding chorus, and it's hopeful for self-acceptance, I guess.
I like that.
What was going on with you in 2004, B-Rad?
Yeah. Because yeah, you were just out of high school as well, like, you know.
Yeah, that was a really dark time. I was just out of high school. Just like Gracie said, I had zero interest in continuing education. I even like was almost recruited into the military. Like I would have went into the Navy.
Whoa.
This show wouldn't exist if that had happened.
No, yeah. I probably wouldn't exist if that happened. That was a really rough time to be in the military in general.
Totally.
Like,
Oh yeah,
Totally.
of course. Yeah, with 9/11
So-
and all of that.
yeah. And luckily I'm half deaf and I forgot about it. So,
Really? I didn't know that.
I get to like the entrance processing, and like you have to do a hearing test and like through the evaluation, and I was like, as soon as they said that, I was like, oh shit! I totally forgot. Like, I'm like legally half deaf in one of my ears, and I went through the test, and of course I failed it. And they're like, sorry, you can't join the military. And so I was like, okay, well, actually awesome. Had zero interest in going into the military anyway. And,
it's, respect to all the military people. But yeah, definitely it's not. Yeah, it's not something that I would have
made for.
Yeah. Someone yelling in the mic. Yeah, totally.
No, I wouldn't have made it.
Interesting that they had the hearing test. I don't think I've ever taken a hearing test. And I know that I'm deaf for sure to a certain extent because, I was born preemie. Like I was actually born at 7 months and that was one of my side effects. But I don't think it's ever been noticeable enough to where I'm like, oh shit, And I've done a pretty decent job of taking care of my hearing when I go to concerts, and
like protecting your,
Yeah, exactly. Because I know that's one of those areas that our technology is not advanced enough to where they could, without like some device, you can't just fix your hearing like you can fix like a cavity or something,
That's true. Yeah. Hey.
All right, y'all ready?
We ready. What's up?
Oh, yes.
I hope y'all are wearing something. Y'all can
crap, dude. Start to twerk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
this is like 6th Street energy to me.
Yeah.
Had my fake ID, like let's fucking go.
Do y'all remember Paradox?
Yes, dude.
Oh my god.
I was always at Paradox.
Barely, but I remember it.
Oh my goodness. Dude, like Jay. Damn. Oh, and Tanya. Tanya was another good friend. And Kenny, I forgot about them. But I remember we would go to Paradox and oh my god, like we were wild.
Like I'm starting to uncover memories like I hadn't thought of in a long time. I'm pretty sure I saw both of you at Paradox at some point.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that, but
yeah. And it was just the place to go, even if you were
like
into
a
that
Valley
music.
reunion there.
Yeah, exactly.
It was. It really was.
You would see friends, even if you didn't like dancing. We went to pop hour, to swap. But some people just went to go hang out with people, and that was cool,
That's true. I was too much of a bot to try to let myself dance at that point.
But still, you were there, and you were just hanging out.
You didn't get on a little platform, Bradley?
Oh my god, that was a thing.
Yes, I did at some point.
If you have enough of those cherry vodka sours, I can never drink them now.
Yeah, some cherry bombs.
But you'll get up there.
I don't even remember who was handing those to us.
Dude, but reggaeton, for real,
yes.
I feel like it exploded, around this time,
Yeah, and even then, it didn't hit mainstream like it has in the past couple of years. And the thing that's funny about this song is, it came out and it was dope, and a lot of, I feel like Central America and stuff like that. But I feel like it didn't get big out here, in the U.S. until, 2012 or something like that, which is, way later. I remember this is one of those songs that I just, when it first came out, not that I was embarrassed to listen to it, but it was it wasn't cool to listen to it. It's what are you listening to kind of thing. And this is before I was this confident where I'm I don't give a fuck thing, But I was just I don't know, this is kind of maybe.
It's a guilty pleasure, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then, I mean, it's a classic too. You go to a lot of these parties and they still play this song and people still go wild.
Yeah, they're gonna get on the dance floor.
Such a great song, yeah.
It's a time, Daddy Yankee, definitely one of the mainstream pioneers. I think that's another interesting to think about, a lot of these. It makes me think, I was listening, there's this really good show, I'm going off topic, but there's this really good podcast on Spotify called Loud, and it's hosted by La Mera Evie Queen, who she's a badass. She's a pioneer as a woman of reggaeton. And she talks about a lot of the history of reggaeton and how reggaeton is actually started with black culture and
Absolutely.
But Daddy Yankee, he's a light-skinned white presenting man, and it's more palatable for audiences in general because people we're just, people in general are, have internalized racism and stuff. So it's just always interesting to think about these things and, notice how fucked up they are. But we're all part of it, whether we're conscious of it or not.
I wasn't even aware. Yeah, I didn't even think twice about it. But it makes so much sense. Wow, what a weird package.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this little last clip that you only really see in the video.
Oh yeah, the tail and the outro of this song. So good. Slap.
I think I could be wrong, but I think I remember hearing that he was actually trying to be like a professional baseball player, but then he got shot. Ooh. So he was like, okay, well, I really got to focus on music now. But yeah, he's one of those that
was good at it.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's great at it. And he's still pumping out jams.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Love that. +1 for the reggaeton entry.
Hell yeah. Ooh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too. I love Modest Mouse.
Yeah, This was it. I hadn't really heard of Modest Mouse, honestly, before this song played on the radio, and I was like, what is this? And I was high as hell. I remember, I was driving my Honda Civic, and I had moved out of that, it was a toxic situation that I was in, honestly.
The little black Honda Civic.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude,
Layla.
So many memories in that car.
Yeah, for sure.
I had just gotten it that year, but I remember driving on the overpass on 71 toward Barton Creek Mall, kind of flying over Lamar. And this song came on the radio. It was just a really nice kind of a spring, almost summer day. It was the wind was still cool enough, but the sun, it just felt so good at the same time. Windows down, smoking a J, and this song came on, and I was just like, whoa, everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay, oh my god. And I went immediately and bought the album, and that album just busted open the doors for indie rock for me. And I had gotten a really interesting job working for a teacher supply store. So all of us there were, retail whores, we'd call ourselves, and it was just your millennial Austin slacker artist people, just really cool people, still just so different. Again, I'm coming out of this rural Del Valley bubble, and I'm barely venturing out and meeting different people. I didn't go to college, so it's I wasn't getting exposure to a lot of different things, and they kind of schooled me on indie rock. It was from here, it's oh, you love this album, you need to check out Lonesome Crowded West, you need to check out The Moon in Antarctica, and Modest Mouse was pretty much my life for 10 years after that. But yeah, so I had trouble picking a song from this album. I did want to do a deep cut, but honestly, that's just more visually interesting, so I decided to do this one. But my absolute favorite song, honestly, on this album is called The View. It's beautifully.
There's this one song on this album that I love. I don't remember the name of it right now, but man, every time I listen to it, The World at Large. Oof.
Yes, that's another really good one.
It's me, woo! I remember when I first heard that song too, I was just I needed to hear this right now. Because I was just going through some stuff, and it's just always funny how sometimes the universe just plants these little seeds, and it's damn, you really do be knowing.
Exactly. The universe knows shit.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's cosmic timing.
I know, I love it.
Optimum trajectory.
There we go.
Damn. Great pick.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to pick that because...
Yay.
I remember Gracie and Modest Mouse.
Probably on my MySpace playlist.
Yeah.
Your was it top 5 songs or top 3? Where you could pin songs.
Customize it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you knew how to code it, you could put as many as you want. But I think it was top 3.
My page was fly as hell. I spent a lot of time on my page.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say
fly.
earlier. Is like I think it was Miss Jackson was the coach that you were talking about earlier. Like,
yeah.
I had her web design class, and I was the first student to ever get 100 in her class.
Nice.
Because my website was so fucking legit. Because I've been working on my MySpace profile for so long.
I'm telling you, we were learning how to code back then.
Yeah.
Without even realizing it.
Yeah.
It made it fun. Yeah. But speaking of MySpace, yeah, this was a MySpace delivery to me. I love this album. I love this band. And it's really just this album, Stories and Alibis by Matchbook Romance. And this song is called Your Stories, My Alibi. It's for me, it's the complete essence of emo music. Like, it doesn't get any more torn in any one other direction. Like, this is emo at its core. Like, it's a slightly bit screamo. It's a slight bit pop funky. It's still got, the sad, longing vibes in the middle of all of it. And
yeah,
it's the birth child of emo music. Like, the whole album. It really is. And it's lived with me for a long, long time. I still throw this album on every once in a while. It's just a huge bookmark in a part of my life.
Nice. Yeah, lots of emo on MySpace.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Very fast.
I think Barbarella, I think they might still do this, but I think once a month or once a week they have like emo night. And it looked, I've gone there with a friend before, and I had a blast. It was a little wild. It was very wild. But it was so much fun, and everyone's like singing at the top of their lungs.
Yes.
I never really got into emo. There's a few songs here and there from certain bands that I like, Taking Back Sunday, here and there, but I never really got into emo. But man, those parties look fun, and and they are fun from my one experience. But yeah.
It was a great time. Incredible experience.
The scene, right? It's like the scene kids.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it turned into, and that's what I was. That's what I was mad about at this point in life. Like, this was like the last of what emo sounded like to me before it started turning into scene music. Like, like I alluded to in like a prior episode, like Good Charlotte was like a big. It was like they were everything. Like they were on every channel doing something, ramming more Good Charlotte down your throat. It was a crazy experience, and that was kind of like where I kind of cut the umbilical cord with emo. It was like when that started happening, I was like, I think I'm done, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was alive and well in Austin still.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of some band names, like local band names that. Because if I wasn't at Paradox, then I'd be going to Red Eyed Fly.
Damn, there was a great local Austin emo band.
All Red River with all those little venues and stuff. My only regret is that I didn't discover Plush, which was electronic music sooner than I did.
Right, same.
Yeah.
That's where it was happening.
For my ears, yes.
Very nice.
Oh. Is it my turn?
Round
Is this round middle?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Very nice.
I'm gonna say this video is corny though, but it's a great fucking song. Okay, so we used to listen. Jay, Amanda, and I had the privilege of living together. I think at least a year, and that was one of the most fun years of my life. We had so much fun. It was, that
was a wild time to be in Austin, dude.
Definitely. And
specifically
crazy. Jay and I would listen to this song a lot. Like, so much. And honestly, Tiesto is probably one of the bigger artists, mainstream artists, that got me into electronic music. And this was around the time I started raving and stuff. Thanks to shout out to Amanda for like turning me into this beautiful world. But around 2005, after high school. And Tiesto was probably the first one that made me start digging more. And this song, I mean, even the message that it's talking about, you may travel the world, you may do this and that, but if you don't really take a look at yourself, you're never gonna really figure out who you are. And also, as a super closeted woman at that point in 2004, with a lot of internalized homophobia, and my friend Jay, which, I don't want to speak too much on his story because it's for him to share, but we were both closeted at that time. Now we're hella out and proud. But at that time, we were deep in the closet, And, but this song, I think it resonated for us, not just in general, but because it's like, it was like this internal battle that we really wanted to come out, but it just didn't feel right. It was too scary. But somehow this song was comforting to that like angst and that anxiety that we felt. We used to jam the fuck out of this song, and we would sing it at the top of our lungs. So it was great.
It was the best. I remember there was just this huge flood of like CDs that would be like new, like NYC Underground Party Volume 3.
Yeah.
And just had like a stack of just club bangers, like, and it came out of nowhere. Like they just flooded the scene all of a sudden.
Yeah,
and I had a few of them, and I remember riding around with David and Johnny, and we'd just be cruising around town doing fuck all, listening to
doing hood rat shit.
Yeah,
listening to this stuff. It was amazing. And, exactly. Doing hood rat shit with my friends.
We also definitely went to see Tiesto in concert, and definitely heard this song, and it was a lot of fun.
Where'd you see Tiesto at?
So I saw him a couple times, once at Austin Music Hall and once at Cowboys Hall in San Antonio, or Cowboys in San Antonio.
Nice.
But good times.
Fantastic.
I feel safe that y'all aren't going to play any of my songs, but I'm like, maybe they will.
I know,
Let's see.
I don't think.
You're like, I'm good.
There's no way. Yeah.
I don't know.
I was deep in MySpace emo.
Yeah, I think I was, definitely indie pop head. After Modest Mouse, I was like, oh shit. Like, I discovered this, like there was like streaming stations as well. Like through, I want to say like Windows Music Player had, or that's where I found it, like a streaming station, and the brand was called Soma FM. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Soma FM.
Was.
They had a station called Indie Pop Rocks, and that's where I like started discovering all this stuff. And at the time, I guess I wasn't really aware of like the college radio, KUT, or anything like that at the time. So I was getting my indie pop from internet streaming, but this speaks to that.
Oh yes,
yeah. Who's that girl? Well, I remember going to ACL for the first time this year.
Oh wow.
So I had moved back home after that living situation, and I was like, wait, I have money now because I have a job and I don't have to pay rent. Thank you, mom and dad. And then I started, I heard about this music festival, and I believe that Modest Mouse was playing that one. For whatever reason, I wanted to go. It was the year that Oasis headlined as well. and the Pixies. So
yeah.
my mom got me tickets for my birthday, and my younger brother Ernie, shout out Ernie, he also went with me. And I remember us waiting for Oasis to start, and there were all these like, you know, young kids, like we called them like Westlake, Austin High kids, you know, and they were just going off talking about this movie called Garden State, which I had never heard of, you know. And they're like, you have to see that movie. You've got to see it. And so, of course, after the festival, I went and saw it. And that damn scene with Natalie Portman. And he puts the headphones on her and this song is playing. I'm just like, oh, my God. This song is just so good.
It's a magical gateway.
Yeah. It's something about the folkiness of it, too. At that time, I think I was also discovering not just indie pop, but like kind of also getting into a lot of just genuine like folk music and like Austin music, like Austin blues, Austin folk, bluegrass, you know, blues on the green, you know, like stuff like that. And really appreciating that. And I also... well, they were just sitting there in the band hall because I did have a contract job to go back to the high school and teach the marching band. Yeah. And they had an inventory of guitars. And I borrowed one and never gave it back. But I taught myself how to play guitar.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Exactly. But
that's funny.
Yeah, I started teaching myself how to play guitar based on this, you know.
That was a good, nice guitar.
Yeah, it was decent. It was a decent, like, student guitar. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, that movie, though, real talk, that was such a great movie, man.
Yes.
It is. It is a great movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I feel like I need to ask Katie if she's seen it, and if she hasn't, it'll be a good opportunity to watch it again. I mean, I'll still watch it by myself, but I always like to share things. I'm like, ooh, you need to watch this.
It hits different. Like, I felt like at the time when I watched it, I watched a different movie than whenever like I watched it like later in life after I'd been through a lot more shit. You know what I mean? Because it is a good movie about mental health ultimately. You know? Yeah.
It is.
But I think at first, when I first watched it, it was like, for me, it was mainly about the soundtrack. Which is hands down one of the best soundtracks of our generation.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a great soundtrack.
It is the soundtrack. It is. They sewn together a quilt of what it felt like to be in that time. Like,
I've never seen this video, but I love that they're like screen printing shirts.
Just doing stuff. Yeah. It's very like children in the hall. Or kids in the hall.
Kids in the hall, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Love that show.
Me too.
I really like the Shins too.
Me too. I was really hoping you were going to put that in there. I had a feeling.
And then it was that album, but then the first album though, you go back and listen to that one. That one is a really great album too.
Very true.
And Divine. Tell us about this. Look on your face right now.
Sorry. I struggle to identify like what the hell is going on here. I don't know. Shit sucked. Like, I got kicked out of the house. Like, I got a job. It was a weird fucking job. I was working with Sam Glass and Stephen Mai at a place called Arnold Oil Company, which had like nothing to do with oil apparently. They just sold car parts for like any part you could possibly imagine was in this warehouse.
Wow.
And I for some reason got referred to apply for a job, which was an inventory control personnel position, and it's like ICP.
Like Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, I was like, you guys are making this up, but my job was to walk around every morning and print out a report to see if there's any differences in how many parts we had last night versus like how many parts we have now. And you'd have to go and manually count any ones that were off for some reason. It was a mind-numbing job. But I listened to a lot of music around that time. And I was dating this girl. And that's how I ended up getting tied to Southwest Texas, which is now Texas State. She was going there, and I don't know.
It's okay.
It was trouble. It was, I don't know. And I knew it, like, was a problem. But yeah. I don't know what I was trying to prove, to be honest. There was no reason to stick with this toxic relationship, but for some reason in my adolescent brain, I had to prove to myself that a relationship couldn't have been as hard as my parents made it seem to be. And there was just kind of this weird pride thing that I couldn't let go of, needing to prove that to myself. And so I held on to this relationship a lot longer than I should have.
It's a very relatable experience, honestly.
And I was really angry about all the terrible shit I was getting put through because I would ignore red flags just to continue trying to make this shit work. And I don't know.
I mean,
it was
relationships in general are just fucking hard. No matter
absolutely.
how good a relationship is, if someone's like, oh, we're always happy, I'm like, y'all are full of shit. Like, it takes a lot of work, a lot of compromising, a lot of like healing, especially if you have, we all have some kind of trauma. I learned in school that there's trauma, like some real fucked up shit, and not everyone has that, but everyone has some form of little t trauma, which is like little things that maybe you don't think that affected you, but they did, like maybe you grew up with money, but your parents weren't ever really there, that affects you as a child. Developmentally, you need that connection with the people that gave you life, or your caregivers. So that's
absolutely,
that's interesting, but we bring all of that baggage into relationships, whether we want to or not. And it's like, yeah, all these parts of yourself that you're like, oh shit, this is coming out again. It's like, well, you either heal it or, it's just gonna keep interfering with your stuff. But man, yeah, relationships are challenging. And I'm very grateful to be in a fulfilling relationship with my partner, Katie. Shout out to Katie. I love you. But yeah,
for you,
she's the best.
Thank you. We can both definitely attest that it's not easy, but we're here and we're evolving together and we're figuring it out, and very grateful.
Yeah, ditto. I agree. It's good.
Yeah, for me, that resonates with me with what you're saying, like Bradley, about like just wanting to be in a healthy relationship so bad, especially if that's not what you were modeled when you were growing up. So you're like, I'm not gonna be like that. So I feel that. This song, y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The remix album everybody needed.
I felt so fucking cool listening to this shit, dude.
Yeah. Well, because it was one of those cool collaborations. Like, I never expected Jay-Z and then Linkin Park, I'm like, what? This is so random.
Complete surprise.
I loved it. And
worked so well.
Yeah, and I remember I was really into Linkin Park during this time. In high school, I had this very sweet human that, had a crush on me, and one of the things that they gifted me, and it was never creepy, like we were friends, and it was just, we were really good friends, and he gifted me my first CD player, and my first CD, which was Linkin Park, their first, the orange cover, I don't remember. Yeah, Hybrid Theory. And obviously when that's your only CD, and you're listening to this album over and over. I became obsessed, and it was actually quality music, you know. And I know we've had some Linkin Park on here before, but yeah, big fan. R.I.P. Chester.
This deserves to be in here. I know. Yeah. Terrible loss. I was actually ran across a video last night when I was trying to grab some stuff for editing, and there was like a suggested video on YouTube of David Draymond, who we were talking about recently. He's has like a little rant, like at the end of a song, like talking about how much he misses his friends, you know, Chester and Chris, and I mean, so many friend, you know, people that he's lost along the way. He's been doing this for a long time. But he opened up and was like, you know, I'm going through a bunch of shit myself. Like, he's recently got divorced, and he lost somebody or something like that, and so he was like, I was, you know, I hate to say it, but like I was almost, you know, I almost joined them basically, and then he goes on to talk to the crowd, like, and letting them know, like, if you're feeling that way, like, reach out.
Right.
And he told everybody that had ever felt that way or currently feels that way to raise their hand. And the camera pans over to the crowd, and 95% of the crowd has their hands in the air.
Yeah.
And the magic of that video is like when they panned back up to the stage, like you could hear everybody, like, however, in proximity to the camera, like being like, "Man, I love you," like, you know, like it doesn't matter, like I love you, and everybody was just like telling each other that they love each other.
Yeah, I think there's always a connection and having shared experiences, and also like realizing, like, oh shit, someone else is going through this as well, which obviously I think that's another reason to speak up, even as no matter how hard it is. Because just living through that on your own is so hard. And all this to say, even to y'all, my homies, I know we don't see each other a lot, but I'm that kind of person where you can hit a bitch up randomly and be like, I need someone to talk to. And I'm like, all right, I'll make time. Even if we haven't seen each other in like forever, like I will make time. Like I just, we, you know, so many people suffer alone, and it's like you have a network, and I know it's scary to reach out sometimes, but I always pep talk myself when I'm going through these things. That way it can be easier and be like, look, this feels awkward, and it's okay to feel awkward, and I don't want to do this, but you know, if you do this, it's good. And that really helps me just get through those and make those decisions and call up someone and be like, yo, I'm going through it, and I don't know what to do. I just need to talk to somebody, or can we just go on a walk, something, you know? Yeah,
I feel that way about any of us, honestly. Like, I just feel it just kind of picks up, you know, wherever we leave off, no matter how much time has gone by. And I feel safe enough to approach any of us, like if I ever need to, you know, like, and, you know, I hope everyone feels the same way about me, you know. I'm
no, likewise. And I know it's, you know, we all probably have maybe thought of that, but we think like, oh no, she or he's too busy, you know, they have their family now. And I'm like, what's 1 hour of my day? You know, like that's so doable. I'm just saying it's scary, but it's doable. And like your true friends, like that are, and y'all are obviously my true lifelong friends, like we'll be there for each other. So
same.
I agree. I love
Throw up
all
a heart,
you guys.
Bradley. Throw up a heart.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
This album,
I love this woman.
Soviet Quiche, is like, it was just life-changing for me. I don't know what it is like about this album. It's very minimal. It's like, for the most part, it's mostly her and the piano. And it's just one of those things I was just like, I didn't know like people could make popular music like this. You know, like this is like so badass. I love singing this album all the time. It's just one of those ones that was in rotation. And I think I got it from, I think my boyfriend at the time shared it with me because he got it from someone else, like at school, like Texas State, I guess. And yeah, Like, I don't know. It's just, and this song in particular, it's like just one of my favorite songs to just belt out and sing. Honestly, I'd never seen the music video before I, started building this playlist, which I really like it. It's kind of reminiscent of the way the Modest Mouse video is also built, like with the stop animation and like the cutout and kind of like that vintage, I don't know, turn of the century.
This was very popular in art at this time. Like, it was happening in movies, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was around this time too, and they had very like just artistic shots in the movies and culture in general.
Yeah,
it was cool.
But it's a beautiful love song, I think, and I remember it also was on that soundtrack. Came out later, 500 Days of Summer.
Oh yeah,
with Zoe Deschanel.
Great soundtrack as well.
Yeah, and I didn't know too many people who were into like Regina Spektor either, but it was just like that, my little circle of my work friends, and just we all appreciated it at the time.
Yeah, I've definitely heard some of her stuff and liked what I've heard. And this video is really cool. I'm liking it. I've never seen it before.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I guess the genre anti-folk, I think is what it was called. Like
right.
something.
Yeah,
I never honestly, like, I still don't get it, but it's just what they had branded themselves as. I know out of New York City, there's like a whole collective of like musicians and artists that were about that life, I guess, and that's what they called it. But I don't know. That's like right. I also being brought up like, classically trained musician or whatever. There's a lot to appreciate about it too, just with the piano and like the composition.
Their musicianship
like that.
isn't
incredible.
Out of this world.
This also reminds me a lot of like Imogen Heap. I don't remember her name, but those kind of vibes. Like,
Her vocal, there's nothing like it. It's uniquely hers. Dang it. Why do I do this?
We're on the final submissions here. Or no?
Is it? No,
this is the second last. Yeah.
Yeah. This is my, well, after this one, we'll be going into
last round.
The final round. Hold your butts. This was a legit soundtrack to one of my first mental breakdowns. I was after I got kicked out of the house, I lived on. I asked Stephen Mai if I could sleep on his couch. He was the only person I knew that had their own apartment. And my stepdad was mad that I was hanging out too much with the girl from Southwest Texas and didn't think I was looking for another job seriously. So he's like, you gotta get out of here. I'll give you till like Monday to pack your stuff and get out. I was like, bet, dude. Say less. So I packed up my little 95 Nissan Sentra with all of my worldly possessions. And I drove over to Stephen Mai's house, which was like a block and a half away.
Nice. Shout out Stephen Mai.
he was living at Metropolis, which was the coolest place you could ever possibly live in Austin, Texas. Like,
Yeah.
That was a happening place. And yeah, so I slept on Maya's couch and all my shit stayed out in my car in the parking lot. And yeah.
Metropolis.
It was, yeah. I love that place. This is where I met Pocket Full of Dang. They were like a local Austin band. They played at the party we had at the Austin Children's Museum.
Yes. I popped open my old laptop and I found a lot of pictures from that. So.
Oh, yes, I would love to see those. So
I was there. I don't think I was. That doesn't sound familiar to me. I don't think I was there.
Yeah, I think this would have been pre-Kiki. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I was hanging out with you yet.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds cool, but I was. Wait,
It
so
was,
wait, y'all
yeah.
had a party at a children's museum? What?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was the
after
Earthworm
hours.
Society.
Earthworm
yeah,
that's
Society,
dope.
man.
Jeff Wallace. Shout out Jeff.
I still have that in Dow.
I fucking love
It was
Jeff.
Jeff Dow and
Jeff
Voltaire
needs to
were
do-
the masterminds
Yeah.
Jeff needs to do.
behind all that.
Is Jeff signed up
He's
for one
next.
of these episodes? Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's next.
Yeah, he's next.
Yeah, Jeff is awesome. We need to hang out at his Crash's pool again someday.
Crash
Summer's
is cool
coming up.
is the way to put it. Yeah. I'll text him right now.
And I'll be like, yo,
Hey, we're coming over.
You're like, I'll be there in 5 hours.
I mean, yeah.
Like you're flying.
Yeah. Get the chopper ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting because I can see that with like the songs that you've shared, and
Mhm.
it's just a reminder of how powerful music is and how it carries us through times like that. And
Yeah. This was definitely my support system. I didn't really have any other. I didn't have anybody to like talk to about any of that stuff.
yeah,
I was a man alone,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I survived.
There you go. Shout out to Stephen Mai's couch, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
I assume.
Exactly. Carried
yeah.
me.
Thank you for sharing. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, this is the final submission for real now.
Yeah, for real.
This
for
is
real this time.
this is like a sexy banger. You'll still hear it in the club every now and then.
Oh, dang it. Yes.
Christina Amelia.
Wow.
I
I remember
didn't-
this song though.
She's so gorgeous in this video.
Yeah, she is.
Mhm. Dang.
So I remember like this song was, they played at the clubs, and it's when I was starting to get comfortable with just dancing at the club with my friends because we're like, whatever. And
Mhm.
I wasn't conscious of this, but dancing for me, since I started to go out to the clubs with my friends and parties, has become such a big therapeutic part of my life until this day. And now it's like
Absolutely.
now I'm very conscious of the fact that it's therapy for me.
Preach.
But
preach.
yeah, this song was just like, it's just sexy. The video is sexy. And funny thing, I was talking to my partner Katie about the show and just kind of giving her a quick rundown about how this song was in my top 5. She's like, that song, that video was one of the videos that I remember seeing when I was younger and being like,
Wow.
and she was closeted at that time as well, but she was like, oh, and she kept watching it, but she felt so guilty watching it. But it was just there was something there that kept drawing her back, and she was like, why am I so attracted to this woman? Like, a lot of guilt there, but not
This is
anymore.
a sexy ass video. That's
Yeah,
why.
hell yeah.
Yeah, and also just the song in general, like it's just
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
yeah.
This song. Yeah, I remember this at the club. It was always
Yeah, we would be like dipping it low and
A
like
naughty
be like,
place to
oh,
be.
and some people couldn't get back up.
I definitely
It
have
was so
fallen
funny.
1 or 4 times.
I always love
You
songs
don't have
with
drinks and you
instructions.
think you can do squats all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always love
Yeah.
songs that what?
Oh, I said I always love songs with instructions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
did they love?
Yeah.
Tell me what to do, please.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I got this. Imagine this if this song came out now. Oh, Gracie, something that you said at a previous episode was like, if TikTok was around back then, we would have definitely
Oh,
embarrassed the fuck out of ourselves. I'm actually grateful that it wasn't,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I probably would have been ballsy and thought I was cool and looked like a fool, which is fine, but you know. These kids these days are hella cool, and I'm like, damn, they pop up with all these little dances.
Mhm.
But I feel like if this song had come out now, that it would definitely be TikTok like famous,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It could revive. A lot of
Yeah,
these
it-
those songs they
Oh, yeah, it'll
revive.
come
That's
back
true.
eventually.
It's true. There's a lot of little
It'll be
TikToks
a
where songs
trending
come
sound.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see a like full TikTok dance coming out of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's in the video. It's like an instructional workout video.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love that song. Ugh, man.
Great song. Excited to see what's next.
And, the final submission.
I picked the live performance of this song because it's
Yep.
the best. It's the best performance. But the
Nice.
song came
Wow.
out on that funeral album, which I bought the album based on the first single that came out. I forgot what it's called, like Neighborhood or whatever or something.
Yeah,
And I couldn't get into the whole album. I was like mad. I was like, dang, like it's like, you know, when you buy an album and you're like, fuck, it's only this one song that I like.
Yeah, that's true.
And it took a while for it to grow on me. But I guess I finally heard this song.
Jeez, yeah, this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just another one of those songs where it's just,
Should be the world anthem,
yeah.
is really what it should be. It really should be.
Yeah,
We should all unite as one, and this should be our anthem.
I definitely remember being super into this song, you know, when it came out, and I would sing it at the top of my lungs. It was definitely
yeah.
a banger.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sadly, I didn't respect them in time. Like, I didn't pick up their catalog as it was coming out. I didn't hear it until, honestly, like, I had this on in the background. This is, you know, Austin City Limits taping of this song. And it would play on public access in Austin. And so that's what I would put on when I was, like, cleaning on Sunday mornings after a party. And this song came on, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this
gotta
performance
sit
in
down for
particular.
this.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
recorded performance is just like the best that I've
Yeah.
seen of theirs, of
Stopped
this
me
song.
in my tracks.
Yeah, I was very anxious to see it live, and I think they wound up coming to ACL. I think I've been to ACL a couple times, but specifically went to ACL to see this band, and it was before they moved the dates, so it was like hot as fucking balls, like very scary heat exhaustion, like early to mid-September date, whatever it was, and
Yeah.
it was like the hottest day
5
of the
billion
year.
degrees outside,
And they were,
there's
like,
only 2
dressed.
water stations.
Exactly, yeah. And they were dressed in like Victorian garb, like just heavy, hot wool costumes. And they fucking rocked the house, dude. Like
They did,
I
yeah.
just, wow. It was like so
That
hot
was
and like
incredible
sweaty.
show.
Like everybody was just like wet and sweaty and dancing around. So it was like everybody's sweat was like
Yeah,
getting
just
all
like
over.
sliding through everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it
we didn't
wasn't-
care because it was just like, oh my gosh,
It was a
like
slosh pit.
Yeah, the music was amazing. We didn't care. Very pre-COVID times.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, like, I felt like it was, this just articulated something for me. Like, I just was still trying to figure out life, you know, and just,
Oh, yeah.
again, you know, not knowing what the fuck I was doing.
It humbles you. Yeah,
Yes.
this song humbles you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is music, guys.
I always love the female vocal too. She's got a little French Canadian accent.
It's like 3 bands in one.
Yeah. And then they take it to church here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it gets better. So, suffice it to say, like I was a huge fan after I was blasted with this one hungover Sunday morning. What is it? What was the public access channel in Austin?
That shows Austin City Limits.
Yeah.
I think it's PBS.
I have so many good series. KLRU.
There you go, KLRU.
Lots of entertainment came from there.
Yeah. Iconic. ACL.
Yeah. So many series that they had were iconic.
I'm always so impressed
one of my favorite channels.
With bands that have like more than 4 members playing.
Right.
Because imagine those practices. Like that's impressive as hell. Like that's a discipline too. Like you have to be on point.
Yep.
Exactly. They were incredible musicians. Oh, it's my turn. Well.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Take it back. This
is
one of the
Taking
few
Back Sunday. This is
emo
the
band.
photograph is proof. They're the best. If I could present one emo band to a emo virgin, I would be like, it's Taking Back Sunday. Listen to them first.
Pretty
if you
solid.
like that, I'll show you some better, some not better, but more stuff. Like depending on what you like. Really, it's like a Pandora's box opening. But this album, I had this album, and it was just another one that it was the tail end of the soundtrack of my shitty relationship. I was listening to this to get myself out of it, you know. And it sounded good. It was, you know, oddly again, exactly how I was feeling. And I would listen to this, driving back and forth. I ended up getting an apartment of my own. I have another weird job. I was a downtown ranger, which was like a shitty auxiliary unit for the police department. Like we had zero authority to do anything. We were really meant to be
the
like
shorts.
Yeah, the shorts. Would actually be probably very fashionable these days. But they weren't then. And it was a weird job. I fucking hated it. it had its perks. Like it was, it was cool to talk to some of the people. Like you would talk to business owners, and you become like a first name basis with a bunch of people that ran a lot of really iconic businesses. A lot of like the clubs and stuff is what I'd end up patrolling like at the tail end of that career.
Did y'all work over like during the club hours, or was it just like a
so
like
when I was working there is when they started patrolling downtown at night. Like it was like halfway through my time working there, and so we'd ride around in this truck, like a downtown Ranger truck, just cruising around downtown.
I'm sure you have some wild
trying to pretend like we didn't see anything. And we would be listening to shit like this, and like, I mean, it was whatever the beat was playing at that time, like just the hip hop and club bangers, and we would do as the least amount of work possible, and then we would go and party downtown. Like we were already there. It was like free parking. But yeah, this was the bookend of my first adult terrible relationship. Taking Back Sunday helped me close that door.
All right, my next one, I don't think there's an actual official video. If anyone could find it, it would be you, B-Rad, but we're not going to do that right now. But I still sent you like the link.
Perfect.
The audio.
This is
new
to
you.
me now?
Yeah, new to me. It was new to me then, and it came out a little bit before 2004. This song still slaps. I've actually heard one DJ play this out in a set recently, and it sounds so good on the dance floor. It's a hot song. My little closeted ass was like, this is me. This is me.
What's the artist and the song name?
So the artist is Larissa, and the song name is both Jay and Jane. She's pretty much talking about being bi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It still goes hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this
is a pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
think this is new to me. I don't think I've ever heard this one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it's great, y'all. It's so good. I get excited anytime I share it with a person that's never heard it. And when I first heard it out, I was like, whenever I get comfortable enough, if that ever happens, to where I DJ like in front of people, I'm gonna play this fucking song. And I finally heard someone play it, and I was like, and it felt so good to dance to it on the dance floor. It sounds really good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is a well-produced track.
Yeah.
It's got all the good sounds.
No, yeah.
It's kind of taking me back a little bit to that Latin hip hop.
I know, right?
Kinda.
It's got
Yeah,
a little bit of that. It's got a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another reason why I really like. I remember hearing it like that year. I think I was like freshman in college, and I was like, but my friends weren't really into, like my college friends weren't really into like electronic music. It was like my friends, like around Amanda and mostly her friends and some of my friends. But I was still trying to find my electronic, like little family, my house music. I don't listen to much trance now, but I was a big fan then. I'm mostly like house, deep house, minimal, techno.
I'm really into progressive house right now. Like progressive house, like found a way into my heart again. I like that. And there's also breakcore, which I mentioned before, is like a modern take on drum and bass.
Oh, what is it called? Breakcore? Breakcore. I think I've seen that before, but I don't think I've actually like. If I have listened to it, I didn't know that was the genre. But yeah, I'll have to look into that.
I love it so much right
I do
now.
love me some good drum and bass. You know, some jungle.
It sounds so smooth. They just kind of like smooth out drum and bass. Like, they make it like a little less harsh, more palatable.
Nice.
Sounds so good. I'll send you a playlist.
Yeah,
I have
I was
like a whole
gonna say,
playlist of it.
share some of that. Awesome. Yeah, this last.
I'll put it in the Discord.
That's coming. Awesome, thank you. Still contemplating my next song. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this song, timeless. And it's sexy. It's a sexy little song, and
this
like I
nice.
said, for my little gay ass closeted self, and back then, like hearing this was very validating. You know, I was like, yes, there's other people that are like, I like dudes and I like girls, and now it's like,
electronic music was like really like one of the first more popular genres to really like embrace that.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's where I would go to hear electronic music, was a gay club.
Yeah, the gay clubs were, that was
before there was like, you know, EDM clubs or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. What was new to Gracie?
Yeah. I had a friend burn me a CD of Sublime.
No.
Like deep cuts and acoustic, like the acoustic album. Yeah. So I'd never heard this one until this year. One of my friends that worked with me at the teacher supply store is a brilliant artist. Yeah, she shared a lot of good music with me.
Is this with Gwen Stefani?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I
this
love
is
this
when
song
she was
so
like
much.
doing No Doubt and stuff. I was obsessed with Gwen Stefani during this, during her No Doubt era.
Everybody was.
But yeah, and Sublime. I definitely seen Sublime, and no, I didn't. It was the new one with the new guy, and it was still cool. Yeah.
I love
Sublime
it.
It's
so
just
much.
like crazy.
Yeah, this song. Yeah, I during this time.
It's a cover. Have you ever heard the original?
No, who sings the original?
I don't know. It's like an old dub artist. Yeah, it's
is
an
it a
old
lot
dub
slower
artist.
than this?
It is. It's dub.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's probably like Barrington Levy or like Lee Scratch Perry. Like it's in that vein of music.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to look
Great
at that.
song.
Yeah.
I knew that one first before I heard this one.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear the other one.
Yeah, I dated someone for a few years that got me super into like, I already had listened to some of these bands before, but I wasn't into them like to the point where I'm like, oh my God, we gotta go to the show when they were in town. But yeah, Sublime, you know, Modest Mouse, trying to think of other kind of stonery, 311, definitely went to a few 311 concerts. Yeah, love me some Sublime.
All right. What you got, Bradley? Yes.
Yes. I got into
I don't know,
suicidal tendencies
it felt corny.
way later, but
Yeah, me too.
It felt corny, like listening to it in the moment, to be honest, because I had just graduated, and you know, it's meant to be, you know, comedic. You know, it's not serious. It didn't take itself serious, and I love that about suicidal tendencies. Like, you know, out of all the serious crap and music that I was listening to, it was like really heavy emotional stuff. I heard this song and it felt so nice to have a, you know, way out, to feel some comedy that was relative to me. Like, it was my gateway drug to better comedy.
yeah.
But I think it was Ray that had put this song on at some point, and just riding around with those guys. heard this for the first time.
I was in my room and I was just like staring at the wall, thinking about everything. Standing down, I was thinking about nothing. And then my mom came in and I didn't even know she was there. She called my name and I didn't hear her. And then she started screaming, Mike, Mike. And I go, what? What's the matter? She goes, what's the matter with you? I go, there's nothing wrong, Mom. She goes, don't tell me that.
I mean, man,
I go, no, Mom.
just hilarious.
I'm okay. I'm sick. No? Why don't you get me a Pepsi? She goes, no.
Yeah.
But it was like funny how relatable it was. Yeah.
I've only seen them one time.
Oh, nice.
At Palones, like
Oh,
the
wow.
Mexican restaurant,
During
like
South by?
South by South.
I was gonna say that had to be during South by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be South by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think A-Track like opened for them. It was so random.
Wow. Well, that's South by for you.
I think one song that got me into them, I think it was called, I don't remember. I think it was called War Inside My Head. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Oh yeah, War Inside My Head. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a great song too.
Such a good song. And I'm like, who is this? I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a beautifully written song.
Yeah, it really is. Relatable.
Yep. But yeah, I love this song. It's just such a funny take on the teen parent dichotomy. Like,
I think they're also
we all
like
feel this way.
they're also kind of like a rock version of like Beastie Boys, you know, the
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
things that they would talk about in their music.
Yeah. So. The ending is the perfect ending. Doesn't matter. Probably get hit by a car anyway.
All right, so I was contemplating between a few different ones, and I decided to go with this one
For your song of the week.
for my song of
Yeah.
the week because I
Yeah.
think it's the
Flavor
one that
of the
I've
week.
listened to the most and in this week. I haven't been listening to as much music as I usually do. I just moved back from Oaxaca, Mexico, like a couple weeks ago, and from then until now, I had to do my graduation ceremony. I traveled, to go see my brother-in-law graduate. So there's just been a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
movement.
you've been
So I've
bouncing.
just been like enjoying the silence a lot, going to the park, being out in nature. I've just been so overstimulated
Agree.
these past couple of weeks. And I haven't been listening to as much music as I usually do. But anyways, so when I was thinking about this, there was a couple songs and I was like, honestly, this is the song I've been listening to the most, so I'm gonna post this one. And
Perfect.
also, when I was working in Oaxaca, I was completing my final practicum, which is like an internship. I worked with children and adolescents, and the teenagers are the ones that actually got me into Peso Pluma way before this
Okay.
video came
Nice.
out. Because
Oh,
now
yeah.
this song has blown up. But before the video came out and before it got too mainstream, like I remember they were like, "Oh, Miss Kiki," like in Spanish, like, "Have you heard this?" And I'm like, "Oh no, let's play it. Does it have too many curse words?" And I'm like, and they're like, "No, it actually doesn't," and it doesn't, But yeah, so
Damn, this
shout out
sounds
to-
so badass.
yeah, shout out to
Love this.
my peeps over at Canica. They turned me on to some great Mexican music. And yeah, this song slaps. So Ella Baila
This is
Sola is the name of it, by Eslabón Armado and Peso Pluma. And Ella Baila Sola means she dances by herself. And just what it's saying, it's like, she's a baddie. She knows it. She knows they're looking at her. And these guys, they're like, man, I'm feeling her. Like, I want to talk to her. And just spitting game, And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But it's like the sound of it too. I love it.
That's the feeling. That's the feeling you get when you try to talk to any girl on the dance
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah. It's like a
Very
little
relatable.
adrenaline rush.
You gotta hype yourself up for a minute.
Yeah.
Damn, this is beautiful.
And
Thank all of you for bringing this to me.
My pleasure.
This is the selfish part of the project. I get to hear amazing music.
Yeah, it's great, and nationally, Mexican regional music is really blowing up, and
It's a resurgence.
music.
All these young kids are interpreting it.
I'm telling you,
their own.
like corridos tumbados. That's
Yeah.
the type of music that this is, corridos tumbados, and it's very specific. They don't have drums, they don't have accordions. It's acoustic, but it still slaps. Like it's great. Yeah.
It's incredible. I love that this generation is really like bringing classic genres back to the forefront.
Yeah.
They're not recycling a sound. Like they're taking a sound and making it their own. And I love that about what they're doing.
Yeah, right now, for any people that listen to Mexican music, this song is so overplayed. There was a point when I was in Oaxaca where we would go out, and I probably heard this song in my last day, I probably heard this song like 10 times. At the end, I was like, stop playing that song. But it's such a good song, and I definitely do enjoy it. And yeah.
That was incredible.
Good stuff.
All right.
I love
Song
being
of the week.
Mexican.
Hell yeah, me too. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a choice. So I have like kind of like a, I guess, big beat Prodigy kind of sounding song, and then I have like a disco marauder kind of sounding song.
Ooh.
So what are you vibing on?
Yeah, well, Kiki.
Ooh. I like the way both of those sound, but in the spirit of kind of reminiscing with the frontman of Prodigy, R.I.P., maybe I want to go that route.
Okay. All right. So
and kind of hear what that's about.
Okay, so this that's what I've related the sounds of these songs to. So both of these tracks are from The Magician's latest mixtape, which I went to see The Magician do a DJ set here in Austin last weekend, which was really
where
fun.
was that? Was that at Kingdom?
It was. I did go to Kingdom though, because they had like a movement free party. But no, before that, I was at Superstition for this set.
I haven't been there yet. It opened while I was living in Mexico. I haven't been there yet.
That was my first time going. This is actually a remix of the latest Chemical Brother remix. I'm sorry, Chemical Brother single called No Reason. It's a remix by Ewan McVicker, and it's called the 1994 remix.
Nice.
So the actual song is really cool sounding, but then this guy kind of put the spin on it, and I'm in love with it.
Nice.
It's like, no, this is what you're supposed to sound like, Chemical Brothers.
Yes.
Chemical Brothers was one of the best shows I'd ever seen at Coachella. I don't remember what year that was, but I think it was my first year at Coachella, long time ago, and so fucking good. I was like, damn.
I bet.
Yeah.
So good.
I can't get over like I streamed live this year's set, and I actually watched it in my VR mask.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
I'm like, I'm totally there.
Hell
Yeah.
With like my good like earbuds in.
I know. I wish I would have known, dude. If I would have known,
It was
I would have been
amazing.
there.
So
It was
wait,
amazing.
now I'm curious. You have a VR mask that you can watch regular as
It's just
live
YouTube.
streams with.
Yeah. There's a YouTube app, I have Oculus, and yeah, you can just pop open the YouTube app, and they were streaming live to YouTube the Coachella weekend. So
what?
Straight to your face eyeballs.
So with the VR, you feel like you're there. I'm just curious, like what
it's
changes?
just like
No,
it's. I would relate it
Visually,
to like
you're
watching
there.
it in IMAX,
Oh,
like,
got
but
it,
it's
got
like
it, got it.
you know,
You can
and
see
then I
more
had like my
movement and
headphones
stuff.
in.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And it's just
Oh,
what
yeah.
they're filming. So yeah, but they did a good
That's the way
job,
to
and the
do it.
audio was like really good.
That's the way
Yeah,
to
I
do
had
it.
fun.
Nice.
I might have cried in my VR mask, but
Hell yeah. I remember
I think it's
their
the
show
best.
the last time that I was there. It was that good where I think I cried or was close to crying just out of pure fucking joy.
Yeah.
Because it was just so
Exactly.
amazing.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah. I've been doing that a lot lately, actually. I don't know if it's just because like
Let
I'm
'em out. Let 'em
older
out.
or like what, but yeah. I'm like, I need it. Like my eyes are leaking at like every show I go to. Why is this happening?
Great.
I've been that way my whole life. It's okay. It'll be okay. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like there's a correlation between me getting older and crying more. I think also, obviously, it has to do with my evolution of healing and becoming more vulnerable and being more open to like just let it out and not hold it in. I'm like, all right, here they come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's your like authentic
Okay.
self.
Yeah. Feelings are meant to be felt.
Totally. And it's
Not
such
afraid
a relief
anymore.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, the set was cool, and I fortunately like I was there for the magician to drop not this remix track, but like the actual track, I guess, you know, Chemical Brothers. And I mean, I'm an old head now, I guess. I admit it, but everybody there was so much younger, and it has these like woo like throughout the song. So you know, everyone got going woo, just like screaming it out. It was super funny.
I just love it when you hear a song that you love out when you're out and about. It's like the best feeling.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. And that's it.
Ooh. Okay. So now I gotta choose. Do you guys want to hear a dubby kind of sound? Like a newer dubby sound, the breakcore kind of sound, or miscellaneous?
I'm gonna let you pick this time, Gracie.
No,
okay.
you're our guest. You pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick.
All right, fine. I think because I'm just curious about this. What is it? Breakcore?
Breakcore. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, is this the last one?
This is the final track.
I really do think it would be dope to do an episode. I've heard some ideas on the other episodes, but I also think, a mental health one.
Yeah.
Dope. To kind of just,
I'm so down.
Yeah,
whether we
you're
get,
coming
like-
back for that one.
yeah. And maybe like we each play like 2 songs and just, I think anytime that we can talk about mental health, it's just good. Especially nowadays, it's a lot less taboo to talk about it. It's still kind of taboo to a certain extent, especially depending on, you know, your family's background and stuff. But it's such a relief that it's becoming more accessible and more talked about.
Absolutely.
And these younger generations are like putting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I had so many problems. That had
Same,
names, you know?
Bradley. Ooh, are you telling me?
I was just like, what? I
Yeah.
thought everybody would felt this way.
Yeah. Or yeah.
I just thought this was how life was, but nope. I'm slightly damaged.
Hey, aren't we all?
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
We're beautiful disasters.
Shout back to 311.
Right. I like this anime video.
Yes, it's beautiful.
I heard that y'all were trying to have like an anime episode too, which I will
Oh,
be a
yeah,
part of because I
definitely.
feel like I don't know enough about that world, but I
Me
would
neither.
love to
I'm
hear
gonna be
it.
schooled.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
schooled.
I'm down to get schooled.
Yeah. I have anime playlists. Don't, yeah, I'm already ready.
I feel like you have a playlist for everything though, to be fair.
Oh, I do. You want to see my playlist?
Yeah.
So I have this is all the strange sound waves. This is how far I've gotten here.
Where's the count?
This is,
Yeah, I
I always
recently-
have something new I'm working on.
Nice.
So we're at
DJ
193
sets.
at least.
Yeah. But then I have them all in folders, so I have mixtapes for everything.
Oh, nice. So organized.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when we go to parties at your house and you'd be playing music. It was just always so organized and yeah.
I usually have a playlist. I was definitely making playlists for scenarios that were going to that would happen in my head that I would construct in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
There you go.
I would be like,
The
hey, like, all these
soundtrack.
people need to come to this certain party. And I'll play this playlist.
Yeah.
And it'll be magical. And it was. I don't know.
I certainly had magical times.
Some of the best times of my life. And then I had a wild party appears. This is like my emergency party playlist. Like if I'm put on the spot, all of a sudden I wasn't expecting to have to like pick up the aux. Like I have emergency playlists for all
Nice.
kinds of parties.
Break
So
in
is
case
that
of
like-
emergency.
Yeah.
So you
break
open
in case
that
of
and there's like
emergency.
it's broken down by genres, or do you update the
These
emergency
are
party
themes.
playlist?
I do
Nice.
keep them updated. Yeah, some of them,
Nice.
not all of them.
Nice.
Some of them I'm done with, but
Yeah. That's dope. I love that.
yeah.
I couldn't hear the sound on the song that you were playing though.
Sad. Damn it.
Did you hear it,
Really?
Gracie?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh,
No.
my bad.
It's all good.
Dang,
Didn't wanna
such a
interrupt you.
great song. Dang. Well, it's already over.
Wait, what?
Take two.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Good thing
Turn
you
it up
can
a little.
edit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Can you hear now?
No,
No.
I don't think this has audio. If it does, maybe
Weird.
it's funky.
Yeah, let me reshare. It does have audio. I can hear it. Stop share. Screen share. Fire.
I'm gonna look at my dates now and send them to you and Crystal now before I forget.
Oh yeah, good idea.
I'll be in Portland
That's
25th
responsible.
to 30th. You know, it comes
I
with
would've
age.
forgot. Yeah. I'm not good at that. Here we go. Can you hear this?
There it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is.
Oh, okay.
Now I can hear it.
Ooh.
This is breakcore. As the best I can describe it right now. I'm still learning, but I love this. I love all of it. It's been a huge itch in a spot I can't get to in my brain. Otherwise,
Yes. It's lovely.
Okay.
You described it perfectly, like smooth over.
Yeah, that was a good description. I'm excited to share or ask my cousin Cynthia, who loves like drum and bass, jungle music, and this kind of music is really hard to dance to. She's really fucking good at dancing because you have to be like, it's like very hoppy, but you have to be land smooth, and she's so good at it. I'm like,
She is.
but yeah, I'm excited to ask her if she knows about this genre, and if not,
I would
share
love
some of it.
to. I would love to talk to her about this. Actually.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
Yeah,
sure
we need to
she's
get
gonna
her
be
on
like,
the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's funny. Like, I think she would love to be
I
on the
love
podcast.
talking to her.
I have her on the schedule without her.
Yeah, I know she
knowing.
lives in Puerto Vallarta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, she's on the list of guests that we want to reach out to.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll ask for
From
y'all
day
and
one.
put y'all in touch.
Yeah.
Next
Put
time
you
you're
on a
headed
group
out there,
text.
let me know. I want to go.
We headed out this year randomly. Jay, Tito, Jason, and I. It was a very last minute random trip, but yeah, we had a blast. But yeah, definitely. It's one of those places that we visit like once a year. We'll definitely let you know. We're
Yes.
thinking of maybe going there for New Year's. Not sure yet, but I just want to
Cool.
fair warning, like, we party.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's also nice to just hang out by the beach and stuff. But yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, this is
Bradley. I'm
really
glad I
lovely.
chose this.
Yeah, good choice. You couldn't have gone wrong, honestly, but
Yay.
dang.
2004 in the time
Like number
capsule.
4. Did y'all have a saying for 2005? It's so corny, but that was our saying.
For 03,
Like number
yeah.
4,
03?
2004. Yeah, I keep saying
We just-
2005.
We just yelled 03.
03?
We would just
04?
yeah. Yeah, that was like our thing.
I think it was like something like really corny, like oh, three
yeah,
class
wait.
to be or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty corny, but we were like, we would
Yeah,
always
okay.
like say it, like number 404,
Mhm.
2004.
That's how you represent
We're so cool, man. Not
your
really,
class. Yeah, nobody took it seriously, but it was a
Yeah,
fun thing
no,
to do.
it was funny.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh man,
I loved it.
Well, it's about that time, and it's a weekday.
I know,
Mama gotta
guys.
pay them bills.
It's my least favorite part of the show. Saying
Yeah.
goodbye. You have
We
anything
need to
you
have
want to
more.
promote?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This is, I think, locally, Chingona Fest is coming back. I can't give more details on that. All I would say is follow Chingona Fest Texas on Instagram, for any new upcoming details. But that's really exciting. It is coming back this year. It's a beautiful local festival focusing on Latinx, highlighting Latinx talent, vendors, and yeah, it's just it gives back to the community. Funds go back to these amazing nonprofit organizations here in Austin serving our Latinx communities. And yeah, it's coming back this year. So just follow the Instagram. That's really exciting.
That is super exciting. It's essential that that fest continues on.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I Steph works on this festival as well, which has been like just so fun being able to work together on something so amazing. And I've made some lifelong friends, by working this fest, and I'm very grateful. Shout out Chingona Fest family.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's like the big local thing. I'm going to this psychedelic science conference in June. If anyone is interested in any kind of like therapy or healing and it's in their budget to get a conference ticket, they're still on sale, and there's still a lot of hotel discounts, but it's a amazing revolutionary conference, and I'm excited to partake in this one and just learn as much as I can and work a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm excited to come back after a week of knowledge and just see where my brain's at and see.
Hell yeah.
It's exciting, but yeah. And information for that, you can get tickets, Psychedelic Science on Instagram, or MAPS, which is like the leader in psychedelic research here in the U.S.
All right.
Super cool.
Yeah. And also promote just staying in touch with your friends, because it's good. Yeah, I really enjoyed this time, and thank y'all so much for doing this and for hosting me. Very grateful to know y'all and just to have this as a memory to look back on, 10, 15, 20 years down the line.
I know.
Like next week.
I know, next week. Next week, right? All right. Well, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good night. And
love you guys.
We'll talk soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Good night.
And that's it for this episode of Strange Sound Waves. If you're enjoying this content, come hop in the Discord with us. The link is in the description of the episode. It's the best place to keep track of all things strange sound waves. We hope to see you there.
Standing just above where the ground meets the sky, watching the waves as they try harder and harder to slow the shore. I sink my hands into the sand, slowly let them follow. Watch each grain flow through my fingers, back down to the beach. I imagine some specks pieces of my heart, and wonder if there's any way you can put it back apart. Innocent wind brushes my cheek. Innocent wind brings you to me. I feel you standing behind me, smiling, with a concentric feeling. And as I turn, I hand you a lump of glass, made of the same substance. And I say to you, don't worry. I've been working on this for some time.